I was researching for this video the powers of laughter and comedy and laughter, ha ha ha. And I found a much more interesting story. That is the story of happy hormones. Let's see. Do you like comedy? I'm not a comedian, so if I do make you laugh at one point in this video, chances are that there's something wrong with you.
Objection. That's hearsay. Objection.
All right, let me ask you one little question, sweetheart. Are you happy this very moment? Yes, you. Are you happy? Not much? So, would you like to know how to be a little bit less unhappy? Okay, great. This video is just for you. Yes, you! Let's start with today's lesson. How to overcome unhappiness. So, what is the quick answer? The quick answer is this. We need to find a way to trigger happy hormones. Now, what is that? What are happy hormones? I'm not a comedian. I'm a student of comedy. Good grief. Why? Because science says that laughter heals. Heals. Laughter heals.
That's rubbish.
I found this article on Google about the powers of comedy, and I was trying to fact check it, and I found a million other articles and information and books and people's testimonies about the powers of laughter. So I'm not gonna name a single source because there is not one single source. There's plenty of information about this. Now, is this true? Is this not true? We'll see.
Objection. That's hearsay.
Comedy has superpowers, apparently, according to Holy Google. The Holy Google says that comedy has superpowers. So, according to what Google says about science, or what science says in Google, laughter does three things. Okay, yes, it's the first, the second, and the third. Laughter does three things. It makes our bodies produce happy hormones. Happy hormones, that's the first thing, and I'm gonna talk about happy hormones in just 1 second. The second thing it does is increases the production of T cells, and apparently T cells is a thing related to the immune system. 3, it reduces cortisol levels. What that is, I don't know. By reducing cortisol levels, according to this information, it therefore decreases stress. It's very important that it decreases stress. Of course, we don't need a Google article to tell us that laughter decreases stress. That's something that we have all experienced. At least people like us, like you and I, who don't cry about jokes.
How dare you?
If we have a minimal capacity for laughter, we know what we're talking about.
I'm offended.
Alright, let's move on to happy hormones. There are 4 hormones known as the happy hormones. These are serotonin, endorphins, dopamine, and oxytocin.
Good Lord.
Okay, serotonin makes you feel good. That's what it says. Makes you feel good. Endorphins kills pain. Dopamine makes us feel happiness, pleasure, and reward. And oxytocin, also known as the love hormone, makes us feel positive emotions. I suppose I believe it because why not?
That's hearsay.
Yeah, and science gets very complicated after that because, these terms get... Alright, so let's move on before the science gets too complicated. This is not a scientific channel. Okay, let's move on. Laughing is good for us. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, laughter is good for us. So, laughter triggers these hormones that make us feel happy. But it's not the only way to trigger these happy hormones. Let's see a few other ways that are just as good. For example, exercising. Oh yeah, I know that some of you love exercising. Another way is listening to music. And who doesn't enjoy music? You can even dance to your favorite song, and that also helps trigger happy hormones. In fact, playing a musical instrument is also great. Try it, you don't have to be good at it. You can also take it one step further and do multiple things at once, like exercising and dancing at the same time, exercising and playing a musical instrument at the same time, if you can manage, dancing while playing music, or everything together, exercising while dancing and playing music. Or if you prefer something less complicated, meditation is said to also trigger happy hormones. And the fantastic news is that there are a lot more ways of triggering these happy hormones. A lot more. I encourage you to do your own research and find your own way of creating happiness for yourself. Because happy individuals make happy societies. Let us remind the world that laughter is health. All right, sweetheart, did you follow my advice? Did it work? Are you happy now? When I was doing my research for this series about the subject of comedy, I slowly realized that this particular episode was about the subject of happiness. And a strong memory took over my head, the memory of this book. By Agatha Christie, Parker Pyne Investigates. And the reason it took over my head was because it goes like this, it starts like this. With this question, are you happy? If not, contact Mr. Parker Pyne at 17 Richmond Street. What happens in the book is that people see this ad on the newspapers in the fictional universe of the book. They contact Mr. Parker Pyne and he helps them be happy. He orchestrates an entire thing to make them happy without they knowing.
Good grief.